Well, it's good news, and we should compliment President Trump because, unlike the India Pakistan air war, where he claimed that he had mediated, this one has been truly mediated by him. And we should all be grateful. Now, I hear that there have been some attacks on Israel even now, but my view is that this ceasefire is going to hold because it's in the interest of all the three. Who are the three? Iran, Israel, and the United States. Let us also understand what has happened. President Trump ordered the Pentagon to strike the three nuclear sites, Fordo, Isfahan, and Natanz. Now, the strikes were certainly useful, but we still do not know whether the 40 kilograms of enriched uranium which Iran had, where it is. But I don't think that is very important because we may assume that all the known sites where Iran has been having centrifuges, that is to enrich uranium, they seem to have been destroyed. Because even in Fordo, it may not have been destroyed, it may be there, but it's a question of access. And what is important is, to have an arrangement where the IAEA, International, has full access, and that was the case in 2015. And Netanyahu is a very intelligent person. He opposed it, which means it is not Iran's nuclear, his primary motivation is not to make sure that Iran doesn't make a nuclear weapon. His primary motivation is something else. Netanyahu wants Israel to be the hegemon. And if sanctions are revoked, Israel will be a rival. Now, for us in India, it's a very good news because we have 8 lakhs of our people in Qatar. We have 90 lakhs in the region. And for Trump also it's a big thing because even if one American soldier had been killed, even if one body bag had to go back to the United States, it would have been very difficult for him to handle it. So it is good for everyone except for Netanyahu.
But Iranian foreign Tehran time, we have no intention to continue the response upwards.
Yes, I mean, put yourself in the shoes of the Iranian foreign minister. He is talking to the international media, but he is also talking to his own people. So he has to project a certain position of strength. But basically, he must be most relieved that there is a ceasefire.
The Iranian missile strike on Al-Udeid base called it flagrant violation of sovereignty. What happened last night?
Well, again, this we can understand, but we should also understand that Iran had given notice to Qatar when it was going to start and what it was going to do. And in the event, what happened is that 19 missiles were sent, 18 of them were intercepted, and the 19th one did not do any harm. So Iran was making a symbolic gesture. Now I want to say one word about Al-Udeid Air Base, which was constructed when I was ambassador to Qatar, probably in 97. Now Al-Udeid, the background is that there was tension, border tension between Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Saudi Arabia behaved like the elder brother. Qatar is the younger brother who has to be obedient. And therefore, Qatar invited America to have a base, and Qatar constructed the base at a cost of $1 billion. And this was confirmed to me by none other than the Amir of Qatar, not the current one, but his dad, who had told me at the Rashtrapati Bhavan when he had come here on a state visit. He said with a smile, disarming smile, Ambassador, to take care of an enemy close by, we had to summon a friend who is far away.
Sir,
Well, there are 19 military bases there. Now, you can look at it in two ways. One is that it shows their military strength, but on the other hand, it also shows their vulnerability. If you have to take care of 19 bases, well, that's not easy. So I think the United States should think, do we need all these bases? And against whom? Iran is not going to attack the Gulf countries. Russia is not going to attack. China is not going to attack. Who is going to attack? So, sometimes what happens in international relations, you do something, you construct a base and put your people there. Then the geopolitical situation changes, but you don't look at it again. This is called the law of inertia, the first law of Newton's motion. The motion continues, either state of rest or uniform motion till the force intervenes.
lastly, sir, MEA has given a statement, said the OIC should reflect deeply on the Pakistan's propaganda to hijack and politicize its agenda. Any other course can only undermine the OIC's credibility and relevance. It is also ironic that Pakistan, a country with an abysmal human rights record and a history of sheltering, breeding and empowering terrorists, should lecture others on counter-terrorism and human rights.
Well, MEA's statement is appropriate. It was necessary. But I would also say that we in India should recognize that our message that Pakistan is the exporter of state terrorism, well, we are right. But I don't think we have been able to convince the international community to the extent necessary. So we have to do more work and better work.